Hey, thank you so much for joining me for today's at-home beginners Pilates workout. Today we are going to be starting off in an all fours position. So we're going to put the wrists below the shoulders, the fingers are spread, the shoulders are slightly protracted, the knees are below the hips, and the legs are hip distance apart. From here, we're going to go into some cat-cow stretches. We're going to drop the belly, arching the spine, gaze comes up. Inhale, and then exhale. We're going to scoop the belly in and round the spine as we push the mat away from us, dropping the crown of the head. Inhale, arch the spine, gaze comes up, shoulders roll down away from the ears, and exhale, scoop your belly in and round through the spine. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, and exhale, push the mat away from you. Last one, inhale. And as you exhale, separate the vertebrae, really stretch them apart as you round through the spine. Bring the spine back into neutral. Walk your hands a little bit further in front of you, curl your toes, and lift your hips up toward the ceiling, coming into downward dog. You can have your knees nice and bent here if that feels more comfortable. And we're just going to start drawing heels down to the mat one at a time. Good, just pedaling out the legs here. Letting the head hang heavy between the shoulders, flattening out that upper back, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3 and 2 and 1. I'd like you to level out your heels here and then come forward into a plank position. Create a nice flat line with the body. Keep the heels flexed. We're going to hold here for 4, for 3, abs in, you can do it, for 2, and for 1. Soften your knees down to the mat. Bend at the elbows, flattening the feet on the floor, and slowly ease your way down, using your upper body strength to control the movement. When you touch down, separate your legs so they're about hip distance apart. Stretch your arms out long in front of you. Soften the forehead and the palms down onto the floor. From here, gaze stays down on the mat. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to draw the shoulder blades together as we lift the chest. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, lengthening out through the crown of the head. Inhale, lower. Exhale, breathe out, drawing the upper back muscles together, contracting the upper back muscles. Relax. And breathe out to lift. Good. Inhale and exhale. We've got 3 more. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, pull those shoulder blades back. For 2. Nice work. And last 1. Bring the hands by the shoulders and push yourself up. Nice work. We're coming into an all fours position here. And we're going to go into some push-ups. We're going to keep the knees down on the floor. We're going to walk our hands just slightly out in front of the shoulders. We want to keep our wrists in line with the shoulders because these push-ups, we're going to be really keeping the elbows in close toward the side of the body to focus on the triceps. So we're going to lower the chest, not all the way down to the mat, just hover, and then push up through the heels of the hands. So lower, just hover and push up through the heels of the hands. So it's a very shallow push up here. Just focusing on control, keeping the belly plugged in and engaging the backs of the arms. I know these are tough. Lower as far as you can and then lift. Good. We've got 4 more. Lower and lift. Keep the spine nice and long. For 3, and 2, abs in, keep the elbows in close toward the side of the body, and last 1, lift. Take your knees nice and wide, and send your hips back towards your heels, stretching and lengthening, breathing in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Inhale, and as you exhale, walk your hands back towards your knees, and we're going to bring the feet forward, on the mat, coming into some C curve work. So we've been practicing our C curve in quite a lot of our beginners lessons. So today we're going to add a rotation. So we're going to lift up tall through the crown of the head, lengthening through the spine. Hands are on the backs of the thighs for support. Feet are hip distance apart. Those heels are pressing into the mat. We're going to inhale here and exhale, curve. Curve through the lumbar spine. Plug the belly in toward the spine and hold as you straighten the arms. Deep inhale. And exhale, belly to spine. Pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. Nice work the whole way up. Inhale here. And exhale, keep those legs parallel. Come back. Hold with control. Deep inhale. And exhale, pull your belly in toward your spine. If you feel strong here, float the arms out at shoulder height. Palms are facing in. Inhale and exhale, pull your abdominal wall in to lift. One more like this. Inhale. Exhale, come back as far as you can with abdominal control. Deep inhale and exhale your way up. Now, you can have your left hand under your thigh here for support as you come into your C-curve rotations, or you can have both hands out like so for more of a challenge. So I'm going to keep my hand behind my thigh for this first one. We're up in our upright position. We're lowering down into our C-curve. Hold it here. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, twist. Keep the hips evenly weighted and back to center. And twist. Abs in, back to center. Back to center. Last rotation. We're going to hold. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Back to center and roll it up. Stretching and lengthening through the spine. Now we're going to do the other side. We're inhaling to prepare. Left arm comes out. We're coming into our C-curve. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale, rotate. Good. Last 2. Nice. Keep your shoulder down away from your ear. Last 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Take your hands under your thighs and roll it up. Amazing work. Now we're going to lower down to the mat. Both hands come out in front. We're going to lower down one vertebra at a time. One at a time as we ease down with abdominal control. Amazing work. Now we're going to go into a crunch variation that involves the legs. Our hands are interlaced under our head, creating a nice support for the head. We're going to inhale here. Spine is in neutral. As we exhale, we're pressing the low back into the mat, bringing the forehead toward the right knee, and then lowering. And then left knee comes in toward the chest, and we lower. Alternating sides. And lower. Abs contract down toward the mat as we lift. Inhale, lower. Bringing the forehead toward the knee, and then relaxing the foot down, relaxing head, neck, and shoulders down. Good. Really focus on imagining a little piece of string connecting your belly button to the mat. That little piece of string being pulled down toward the mat every time you breathe out and lift. Challenge yourself by really picking those shoulder blades up off the mat for 2 and for 1. Keeping the hands where they are. Take a deep breath to regulate. 1 more. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Now we're going to go into our crisscross variation. So we're inhaling here, and as we exhale, we're bringing the left elbow toward the right knee, keeping the elbows wide, and then lowering, relaxing. And opposite side, rotating around the rib cage, never pulling head, neck, and shoulders up, lifting using those abdominals. Good. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Now, if you're feeling strong here, you can move into the more fluid variation. If you're not, then stick with this and build up strength. So the more fluid variation, we're keeping our head, neck, and shoulders hovering up off the mat as we bring alternating knee into the chest. Good. We've got 4, 3, 2, keep it up, and 1. Amazing work. Relax it down. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Take your right hand around over your right knee, left hand over your left knee, and just circle your knees in opposite directions, enjoying a nice lower back massage on the mat for 2 and for 1. Now we're gonna flatten our feet down to the floor. Knees are parallel with the hips, legs are hip distance apart, our feet are parallel, and we're creating a nice base of support by having the heels under the knees. Now from here, our low back is in a neutral position. We're gonna press the backs of the arms down onto the floor, deep inhale. As we exhale, we're tilting the pelvis back, peeling the low back off the mat, peeling the mid back off the mat, peeling the upper back off the mat, plugging our belly in and creating that nice flat surface. Deep inhale at the top of the movement, make any adjustments you need, and exhale belly to spine as we imprint each individual backbone down onto the mat one at a time. Inhale, spine is in neutral. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back and peel up and away. Inhale and exhale, engage the core as you lower down. 3 more. Good. And 2. Articulate your spine on the way up as well as on the way down. On this last one, we're going to come up and hold. Now, from this position, we're going to abduct the knees. So we're going to inhale, widening the knees, coming out onto the edges, outside edges of the feet, and then back to parallel. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, widen, keep the hips elevated, and exhale back to parallel. So we're working into the gluteus medius muscles. We're working the inner and the outer thighs. Good work. I know these are tough. We've got 5, 4, keep those hips up there, for 3, and 2, and 1. Lower down for a breath. Deep inhale. Exhale, roll it up. And now we're going to move into some little pulses. We're going to lower the hips an inch and lift. Lower and lift. Squeeze the bum to lift. Good. Pick up the pace. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep pressing up through those heels. 4, abs in. 3, 2, and 1. Stretch the arms back, reach long through those fingertips, and roll down 1 vertebra at a time, stretching the spine as you go. Knees in toward the chest to touch down. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now we're going to get nice and comfortable on the side body. So I'd like you to roll over onto your side and prop yourself up on your hand or on your arm. We're stacking the hips, stacking the knees, stacking the ankles. We're pressing the palm down onto the floor for support. And we're going to pick those feet up and hinge from the hips, coming into pike. Now, in our last session, we lifted and lowered the leg, keeping the leg parallel. This time, we're going to open up in the hip a tiny bit because we're going to lift up a little bit higher, getting a little bit of a rotation in the hip socket. Good. Don't worry about how high you get. Okay, it might be a lot less high than this, and that's perfectly fine. We're focusing on length over height. So just enjoying a nice leg lift that's really opening up the hip while strengthening those deep stabilizing hip muscles and strengthening all the muscles in the leg because we have our toes pointed. Good, lifting and lowering. If you're losing stability here, remember it's a good idea to bend that lower leg. Belly is plugged in. We're inhaling up and exhaling down, contracting the core every time we exhale. Good. We've got 3 and 2 and 1. Relax it down. Now we're going to move into those leg circles. I know they're tough, but they're so good for strengthening those stabilizing muscles in the hips. Really good for the pelvis, really good for the glutes and the thighs as well. So we're drawing the navel in toward the spine. The hips are stacked one on top of the other, and we're circling that leg forward, making basketball-sized circles with that pointed toe in the air. Good. 3, 4, 5. We're going to do one more than last time. 6 and 7. Amazing work. Relax it down. Now we're coming back up and we're reversing the direction of those circles for 7, for 6, lengthening out through that big toe, keeping the torso stable. 5, 4, 3, you can do it. 2, and 1, relax it down. Now we're gonna bring the knees together and bring the heels in a little bit closer to the bum. You wanna make sure that your knees are stacked, your ankles are stacked, and we're gonna glue the inside of the feet together coming into our clamshells. So we're gonna open the knees and lower. Now be careful here that you're not letting that top hip roll back. It's a very small range of movement. We're keeping the top hip stacked directly on top of the lower hip so that we are focusing on the glutes here, focusing on the stabilizing muscles in the hips. Good. Opening and closing. Opening and closing. You've got this. We've got 6 and 5. Last 4. For 3, abs in, shoulders relaxed. 2 and 1. Amazing work. Give your bum a pat, stretch your legs out long, and let's do the opposite side. So swing the legs around. And elongate the body. So everything is stacked, everything is lined up. The hand is here for support. Pick the legs up and hinge forward, coming into a pike. Now we're lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. So really point through the toe and control the movement on the way up as well as on the way down. So notice I'm not swinging my leg up. I'm lifting slowly and lowering slowly. Good. Again, if you're rocking around in the torso a lot, you're going to want to bend that lower leg. Lift and lower. Get as much length as possible. We've got 4 and 3 and 2. Amazing work. Last 1 and lower. Now lift up that leg and start circling forwards. Good. 2, 3, lengthening out through the big toe. 5, 6, abs in. 7, and hold. Release and lower down. Now we're going to lift it up and circle in the opposite direction for 7, for 6, for 5, focusing on that torso stability. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Bend the knees, line up the knees, stack the hips, bring the heels in a little bit closer toward the bum, and we're going to open and close. So the toes are pointed and the inside of the feet are glued together. Keep those heels connected. Good work. Relax those shoulders as you open and close with control, not letting that top hip roll back. Make sure your knees are lining up perfectly every time you lower the leg. Good. We've got 6, 5, you can do it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Now we're going to move over onto the back. And the first leg you worked is the leg that you are going to cross over first. So for me, that was my left side. I'm going to interlace my fingers, take them behind my right thigh, and draw that right knee in toward the chest, connecting the low back with the mat. So I'm stretching that area of the body too. Breathing in through the nose, relaxing the shoulders, and out through the mouth. Inhale. And exhale, hug that knee in a little bit closer towards you, deepening the stretch for 3 and 2 and 1. Release. Now cross the left leg over the right, or whatever leg you did second, and interlace your fingers behind your thigh, drawing that knee in toward the chest, enjoying that deep glute stretch, enjoying the opening in the hip. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, hug the knee a little bit closer in towards you for a nice final deepening of the stretch for 3 and 2 and 1. Bring both knees in towards your chest, hands come under the thighs, roll yourself up to a cross-legged position facing me. We're going to inhale, lift our shoulders up by our ears, and exhale, roll them down and back. Inhale, lift, exhale, melt them down and back. Last one, lift the shoulders and relax them down. Amazing work. You've just completed this workout, and I look forward to moving again with you next time.